So, interesting subplot in the "we will pay the Taliban to accommodate refugees" is that the Taliban spokesperson sort of, I don't know if you saw this, tacitly endorsed Farage.
Really?
Yeah, he basically said, when or if Farage wins, I think we will find it easier to deal with him than the current administration. It's something like, at least he knows what he thinks, or something like words to that effect.
Everyone's been gunning for that endorsement, though, haven't
Yeah,
they?
if I was the Daily Star's editor looking for a front page, it probably would be Taliban : vote for Nigel.
Yep. So do you think he's pro or anti-Taliban?
I don't think he cares. I think it's mass deportation.
You must care about the Taliban on some level.
There were so many points in yesterday's speech that were just totally unachievable that I thought were.
And it basically fell back to, well, Zia's very good at maths, so we'll be all right. Because I can't remember who the journalist was that put it to him. Basically said Rupert Lowe's come up with something very similar, but he says it's going to cost 5 times as much as what you're saying.
Yeah, but Rupert Lowe's obviously got quite a lot of the operation in hand. Did you see his wheelbarrow with guns the other day? Do you know, so one of the things that they said was they were going to deport 600,000 people, and they were using this figure of like around 1 million people who they believe are in the UK illegally. But last year, that figure was disproven. It was like a lot of those are people with indefinite leave to remain, so they don't have a British passport, but they obviously have full right to work. It was just an unreliable figure. And I was just thinking about it. Okay, if hypothetically you were going to go after 600,000 people to deport, how locating those people, right? Imagine the exorbitant cost of trying to locate those people, and then the sort of like going through the motions. It would basically end up people on the street pointing at people who don't look quote unquote English and asking to see their papers, right? That's the ultimate where we're going to end up.
Oh, being investigated just for not being white. Like you see, there's social media videos now of people just sitting on benches and like being approached, like, did you come over on a boat or whatever? There's already like a suspicion amongst people who aren't
that's
white
what
or
it
speak
is, isn't
English.
it? It's this sowing of suspicion and sowing of discontent that I'm going to say something bold here, I don't think will lead to good ends because we're still 3 years out for the next election, right? And I think the speech he gave yesterday was the sort of thing you do as a last ditch before people go to the polls. But actually, you've got 3 more years of rhetoric to ramp up. Hypothetically, if Nigel Farage became Prime Minister at the next election, he would quickly discover that he can't deport 600,000 people. But at that stage, he's riled a lot of people up in the country so viciously that they're at the point of no return. So then if Farage is in government and he can't achieve that aim of deporting everyone who doesn't look quote unquote English, what happens then?
It's like the Epstein thing. It's like Trump got into power promising to like solve Epstein, and now his base have turned on him. So if Farage gets into power and can't do mass deportation,
why do you think he can't or won't be able to do that?
No, but you actually can't. You can't deport 600,000 people because, firstly, a lot of them have a right to live here.
Yeah.
And secondly, if they don't have a right to live here, you don't know who they are. Let's just posit for 1 minute that there are currently 50,000 asylum seekers who have come over. I don't know how many are currently on the waiting list. It's probably around 20,000 who are looking to be processed, right? Who are currently in hotels. How do you find them and deport them? If you don't, or find them, obviously they're in the hotels, but to deport them, you have to have a returns agreement with that country, right? When you go to the airport, you have to take your passport with you, okay? You can't get on a plane without a passport. If they don't have any documents and you don't know where they're from, where do you send them? Yeah. And then you'll get the sort of, the idiots, the people who don't think, with nuance, will go, well, send them back to France. Bitch, how? You actually can't do that.
Calling freelancers, small and mid-sized business owners. Tide's Instant Saver account offers up to 4% AER variable, flexible access and competitive returns.
Unlike other options on the market, you won't need to hold your money with Tide for a fixed period. That means you'll have instant access and free withdrawals whenever you need it.
you can get started today with just £1, making it easy to start growing your business savings.
Want to know what you'll earn? Tide's clever calculator gives you a clear picture up front.
Our audience will receive £100 cash back when you deposit £5,000 within the first 30 days of opening your Tide Instant Saver account.
Use code JOE, that's JOE, Joe. New members receive an annual equivalent rate of up to 4% AER variable, free for 6 months. For the full offer, visit tide.co/Joe. T's and C's apply.
So I guess the counter argument is like, yeah, we'll do a returns agreement with the Taliban in Afghanistan, with whoever, wherever. We'll strike these returns agreements. We will leave either leave or disregard the international agreements that so far allow the courts to prevent us from deporting currently, and we'll issue these people with single-use sort of administrative passports for the purposes of repatriating them.
But the other country has to issue that.
I guess there would be like, we'll just write you a single-use one from us. Be like, off you go.
I suppose there's.
But then what happens? But no. But sorry, I'm just trying to talk. I'm genuinely talking not morally here. I'm talking practically. If you give a single-use British passport to someone, yeah, and you send them back to, say, I don't know, Iran, Sudan, you get there. You then have to go through border control there. If they look at a single-use British passport, they go, well, you're not ours. And then you're in liminal space. You get sent back to the UK again.
I guess that's the point of the returns agreement, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's so ill-conceived. Like, if you're going to come up with the sort of, like, Despicable Me, like, ultimate, like, villain arc of, like, deporting people, I'd like you all to just think it through first, okay?
Nigel is Gru.
Because this is totally impractical. Like, look at, like, the Rwanda scheme. It kind of reminds me of that, where it's like leaving again the morality of the Rwanda scheme aside. It was totally unfeasible. It couldn't work.
Did you see Downing Street's response? I've just been like, well, there is strong feelings on all sides. You're like, fuck off. Like, you have to say something stronger than that.
I thought
like,
that was sick, actually.
Like, but it's something. It's so weak.
In what way? Sick as in disgusting, or sick as in like really good and cool?
I just love that there's some guy in Downing Street at the moment who sees.
It's shitting the bed at every opportunity.
But they're like, we'll just get a little bit more right wing. This time it'll work.
But it's crazy. Like, they must understand that people can understand nuance and see stuff about like raising the flags and whatever. They're like, well, we like the flags too. When England are playing, we love playing raising the flags. Like, you can make the point that one is like supporting a football team, and one is like is like an operation led by like the far right.
Whoa, Ed.
And then
Ed.
people can understand that.
Come on.
And you can also say, yeah, you might have problems with immigration. We're not going to do like mass deportations that are cruel and unusual, and also leave all the organs that protect your human rights.
What's this about?
They're going to deport them without their organs.
Yeah, harvest the organs first.
That's how we make so
Then
much
put them
money.
on the plane. And yeah, you're right. You might not have a Syrian passport. You've got a single-use British one, but you don't have any lungs anymore, so it doesn't matter because you're dead on arrival.
Thanks to Tide and their instant savings account for sponsoring this week's podcast.
New members receive an annual equivalent rate of up to 4% AER variable.
Our audience will receive £100 cash back when you deposit £5,000 within the first 30 days of opening your Tide Instant Saver account.
Use code JOE. For the full offer, visit tide.co/Joe. T's and C's apply.